Hey guys, it's Jeb here, and in today's video, alleged Bitcoin Ponzi scheme plus token could be liquidating billions of dollars in stolen cryptocurrencies, says venture capitalist. Allegedly collapsed China-based Ponzi scheme plus token may be liquidating on exchange portions of a reported $3.5 billion cache of stolen cryptocurrency. This is a big deal, guys, because we're already in a downtrend here on the Bitcoin chart, and hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars of cryptocurrency, adding selling pressure to an already bearish market could cause catastrophic crashes in Bitcoin, and we're going to be talking about one of those in today's video. Because not only are we potentially looking at another Mt. Gox style hack, we're also looking at a very precarious situation that Bitcoin finds itself in. It tried to put a bottom in at $9,450 last night. I'm very tentative on that bottom. I'm not convinced that that is the actual bottom for Bitcoin. I want to show you guys a worst case scenario that could show Bitcoin crashing to and maybe even below $6,000 in today's video. We also have a little bit of rumor news because Santander is denying reports of blocking Coinbase deposits in the UK. Apparently someone tried to use Coinbase with Santander in the UK and they were unable to, and now they're blaming Santander and saying that they're blocking Coinbase. So we'll be discussing this a little bit later as well. But guys, before we get on into it, I do want to remind you that we are still running a sale on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. If you do want to learn how to do technical analysis on the Bitcoin markets while also learning how to trade those markets and make money in them, I do highly recommend CT2A. There will be a link to check that out and a $40 off coupon code in the description down below. Anyway, guys, without much further ado, we need to go ahead and dive on into this because in today's video, we're going to be talking about worst case scenarios for Bitcoin. As you guys know, Bitcoin has been in a quite major downtrend here over the last couple of days, but for right now, this is very healthy. Bitcoin's down 16%. That's not actually that big of a deal. I'll show you why. Bitcoin is coming down and testing vital levels of support. One in particular would be the 100 daily simple moving average. Right here, as you can see, Bitcoin came down and tested this last night around $9,600, and for the time being anyway, has put a bottom in. This is an important moving average because as you guys can see here, Bitcoin almost always comes down and tests this level of support during bull markets. It very rarely goes below this moving average for a long time. We saw it went down here below the moving average for about maybe a week or two. Right over here, we saw it go below it for about a month and a half. But in general, Bitcoin would come down and test this moving average over and over and over again, bounce from there, and continue to new highs. So it's really important that we stay above this moving average, guys. Not only that moving average, though, because if we come out to the weekly chart and we turn on our 20 weekly exponential moving average, we find another example of a moving average that does a very similar thing, that being the 20 weekly EMA. This exponential moving average is currently hovering around $8,900. And it's very important, guys, that we stay above both of these moving averages. Check out this moving average and its history. Look at this. Look at during the last bull market, Bitcoin would come down and it would test this perfectly. Come down to it, test, 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 test. I mean, Bitcoin would always bounce off of this moving average. Bitcoin never once during 2.5 years of bull market went below this moving average. It's extremely important that Bitcoin stays above this. As we talked about in last night's live stream, which by the way, if you want to be notified of those, make sure you hit the notification bell and the subscribe button. We talked about during last night's live stream about how you define what's a good and valid and useful technical indicator. There's a couple ways you do that. First of all, you look at the history of the indicator and has it been useful in the past? Well, clearly this has because Bitcoin loves getting support on it. And the other way you tell is how many people are looking at that indicator, how many people are using that indicator in their technical analysis, because that's where the power of an indicator comes from, is the fact that people are trading based off of it. And a whole lot of people use the 20 EMA, guys, so it's very important that we keep an eye on this and that Bitcoin stays above this. Now, the reason I bring up both of these moving averages is very simple. If we come in here to the hourly chart, Bitcoin has been exhibiting a lot of bearish strength, and that bearish strength could very well push us below those two moving averages. Let me show you again where they are. The 100 simple moving average is right here, as you can see, and the 20 exponential moving average on the weekly chart is somewhere right around here, maybe right around there. If Bitcoin falls below both of these moving averages, that would be catastrophic for Bitcoin. And the reason for that, guys, is not because these moving averages are magical or because Bitcoin falling below them would be the end of space and time. It'd be because these moving averages have proven to be the moving averages that Bitcoin needs to stay above to remain in a bull market, guys. That's what we're talking about here. Because, guys, if Bitcoin falls below both of these moving averages, then what do you have? Well, you have the beginning of a bear market. Let me show you that. When in history does Bitcoin fall below these two moving averages? Right here, Bitcoin fell below the 100. Guess what? We had a massive bloodfall that brought Bitcoin down to $6,000 and initiated and confirmed the 2018 bear market. The same thing is true for our previous bear market before the 2018 one, back in 2014. The way that this bear market was confirmed was with a massive crash below the 100 simple moving average on the daily chart. And guys, the exact same thing can be said for our 20 weekly exponential moving average. As you can see right here, Bitcoin fell below this in a very major way at the beginning of the bear market to confirm it. Furthermore, the same thing happened back over here at the beginning of the 2014 bear market. When you fall below these moving averages, averages, you almost invariably enter or continue an already existing bear market. So I hope you guys understand now why it's vitally important that Bitcoin stay above this exponential moving average and why we don't start closing daily and weekly candlesticks down here. Because if we do, it's very possible that Bitcoin comes all the way back down to $6,000 and maybe even lower than that, guys. Price targets for a crash below these moving averages could be as low as sub $3,000. So despite everything I just said, I'm not trying to spread FUD. I want you guys to understand that even though this looks like it might get bad, Bitcoin is extremely bullish on its technicals and its fundamentals, its technicals on the monthly chart to be specific. So even if Bitcoin does have a major crash and fall below these moving averages, it probably wouldn't result in a 1.5 year long bear market like the previous bear markets have been. It might result in a 3 to 6 month bear market and hiatus of the bull market we're currently on. Guys, you have to understand something. We're in a very precarious decision point for the market right now. This is the very first pullback that we've seen in Bitcoin after the bull market began. This is the very first one. And depending on what Bitcoin does here is going to define the next 2 years for Bitcoin. There's a reason I keep talking about decision points here over the last month or so, guys. I'm not just trying to clickbait you. It's really important that Bitcoin makes the right decision here. And the right decision is bullishness. We don't need Bitcoin falling below those moving averages. So I want to make myself very clear here. I'm not necessarily predicting that this is going to happen. I'm not saying that it is going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Did I say that enough? Did you guys get that? Because I know there's going to be someone in the comments saying, Jeb said this was going to happen. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm showing you guys is a scenario of how something bad could happen. We need to watch out for these warning signs. Now, with all of that FUD, frankly, that we've been spreading, it's not invalid. It is stuff that we need to know about, but it is going to spread fear, uncertainty, and doubt. I do want to go ahead and remind you guys that it hasn't happened yet. And for right now anyway, guys, this is actually still a very healthy correction. Bitcoin falling below $10,000, there's nothing unhealthy about that. The reason for that is because Bitcoin rallied so far that it got very far from our 20 exponential moving average. It couldn't keep up. But guys, remember the flip side of what I talked about earlier in the video. Bitcoin coming down to the 20 EMA is very normal. Bitcoin coming down to the 20 EMA and bouncing happens all the time. This happens all the time in Bitcoin. So Bitcoin coming down to the 20 EMA and bouncing, that's very healthy. The unhealthy thing happens when Bitcoin stops trading on this side of the moving average and when Bitcoin starts trading on this side of the moving average. This is unhealthy. This is actually, as far as I'm concerned, still healthy consolidation and correction. So nothing really bad, nothing really major has happened just yet. I'm just warning you guys of what could happen if Bitcoin decides to take the bearish route. Anyway, guys, that's basically going to do it for the technical analysis portion of today's video. Let's go ahead and move on to some really important news. And honestly, I may make a dedicated video on this because I'm not going to be able to cover this in as much depth as I want to here in the daily video, because allegedly a Bitcoin Ponzi scheme plus token could be liquidating billions of dollars in stolen crypto, says venture capitalist Dovey Wan. Allegedly collapsed China-based Ponzi scheme plus token may be liquidating on exchanges portions of a reported $3.5 billion cache of stolen cryptocurrency. According to a venture capitalist Dovey Wan, who we just mentioned, who is now appealing to the crypto ecosystem to spread awareness of the critical matter before it's too late. Correction, this scammed at least over 200,000 Bitcoin. As I dug out my old chats to compile their wallet addresses, this is nuts. Wan, a CoinDesk contributor known for her inside knowledge of the Chinese market, reported the claim Thursday in a tweet. If accurate, Wan's revelation would shed light on the recent sell-side pressure that has seen Bitcoin lose thousands of dollars in days and descend below the bull's psychological bedrock level of $10,000. Now, I'm going to take issue with this because this is pretty much attributing a lot of the sell-side pressure that we've had to potential selling of Bitcoin from this Ponzi scheme. Guys, I think that we may have been due for this correction anyway. Bitcoin may have needed more time to correct. Like I said, guys, Bitcoin typically pulls back to the 20 exponential moving average during a correction. And guys, we hadn't done that yet. So I want to keep in mind that this may have just needed to happen anyway for Bitcoin to move forward. This may not have been a result of manipulation. A lot of times when people can't explain what's going on in the market, they scream manipulation, they scream whales. I don't want to do that, and I don't want to encourage that because that's not the right way to go about doing technical analysis. You need to be able to do the TA on your own and only invoke whales when you have proof that that's what's going on. And we don't necessarily have proof that that's what's going on. But guys, I'm not going to cover this story in as much detail as I want to because I could literally talk about this for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. There is a lot going on here. This is a Mission Impossible movie is what this is. We got this guy up here who looks like Chinese Vitalik Buterin, and this guy who looks like he's on the football team in Taiwan. But the point is, guys, this seems to be a major Ponzi scheme that's starting to fall apart that is reminiscent of BitConnect as they talk about here. If you guys are interested, this article will be linked in the description down below. And if I have time today, I will try to either make a dedicated video on this or we'll discuss this at length during the live stream tonight. So if you guys are interested in tuning into that, smash the like button, but also hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be updated when the live stream kicks off tonight around 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, should all go according to plan. All right, moving on to our final news story here, guys. Santander denies reports of blocking Coinbase deposits in the UK. I'm going to kind of skim over this because this is kind of a confusingly written article. Essentially, what is going on here is Santander is a major Spanish bank, as you can see here, and they're being accused of blocking United Kingdom customers from depositing their fiat fiat funds to major cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase. Now, they've denied this and said, we do not block payments to any legitimate company. However, in certain circumstances, blah, 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 whatever, legalese speak. Point is, someone's accusing them of blocking payments to Coinbase, and they are denying it. The main reason I brought this up, guys, is because a lot of people are saying, okay, because Santander shut down Coinbase. They're denying that, and this accusation that's being made here is just that. It's an accusation. There's no actual evidence that this is happening. The main reason I brought this up is to dispel what I know is probably going to be a lot of FUD. I saw people talking about this in the Discord server saying, oh no, Santander did that. Guys, it really doesn't matter. Even if Santander does actually block Coinbase payments, it really does not make a difference. If people want to get into Coinbase, they're going to go somewhere and be able to pay with PayPal or something. I mean, they're going to be able to get into Coinbase if they want to be able to get into Coinbase or into another cryptocurrency exchange. This is really not much of a story. The main reason I brought this up was to dispel FUD rather than to actually read it and hopefully not generate any. But as we can see here, Barclays allegedly severs ties with Coinbase. This is something that has happened. The apparent actions of Santander in the UK follow fresh reports that British banking giant Barclays has cut its own ties with Coinbase. The bank had notably been providing Coinbase users with access to the UK's faster payment scheme and smooth Great British Pounds exchange as of March of last year. So guys, this is not really good news, but also, I'll be quite honest with you, this isn't really much of a story. That's why I want to bring this up and dispel the idea that this is going to be a gigantic sell side pressure, because a lot of times people blow stories out of proportion because there's no 0 to 100 scale sitting over here on the side of Cointelegraph that says how important of a story this is. They're all portrayed to be a massively important story so that Coinbase can get clicks. I mean, that's the business, that's their job. I'm not gonna bash on them for that. But anyway, guys, that is pretty much going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys did enjoy today's video, I would highly recommend you guys check out the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, as linked in the description down below. Right now, there's 33 videos in here and over 9.5 hours of content, teaching you exactly how to do technical analysis in these markets, teaching you exactly how these markets operate, how to work in these markets, and most importantly, how to trade, invest, and profit in these markets. Guys, tell me in the comment section if I'm misspeaking, but I'm pretty sure you're in the cryptocurrency space to invest your money and make a return on investment. I would argue that this course has the best ROI of anything out there, including any kind of cryptocurrency, because guys, the most important thing you can invest in is yourself and your education. Guys, with the coupon code down below, CT2A is $159. You get access to all current and also all future content, as there's about to be a major revision of the course that's going to see a lot of new additions and a lot of revitalizations and revampings of the videos already in here with better equipment and better editing procedures. So guys, I do highly recommend you go ahead and join us. One thing I will mention is that as I'm revamping the course, the value of this course is definitely going to be going up. I mean, guys, the value of this course is already 3, 4, 5 times higher than what it is. There are people selling courses similar to mine that are going for $1,000. I kid you not, and they sell them like hotcakes, guys. I would make so much more money if I charged that much for the course, but I don't want to do that because I want as many of you guys as possible to be able to join. But with the amount of work that's about to go into the course and with the amount of improvements that are about to go into the course, the price is going to be rising either between $50 and $100. It's going to be rising from $199 either to $249 or $299. I'm not sure which yet. So guys, do remember that if you join the course today for $159, you get access to all current and future content, and you don't have to pay anything when the course price rises. There are people in the course right now that paid $79 back when CT2A was $99, and they get access to everything, all future content. That's the way that works. So if you want to save $40 today and like $140 when the price does eventually rise to $299, I highly recommend you join us with the link in the description down below. If you guys are curious as to whether or not the course works, I highly encourage you to join the Discord server and talk to the hundreds of people that have gone through CT2A. Dozens and dozens of those people that have gone through CT2A are active members in our Discord server, and you can talk to them and see what they think. I didn't pay them to tell you what they're going to say, but I already know what they're going to say because I see them say it all the time. They're going to tell you very good things about the course. I never see them complaining about the course. I never see them say bad things about the course. I'm not going to do name calling because that would be rude. But if you join the Discord server, you can talk to them, get testimony other than mine about how valuable the course is. One more thing, guys, there is a 14-day refund guarantee on the course. If you join the course and you watch less than 30% of course material, that's about 7 to 8 videos, I will give you a refund within the first 14 days. If you shoot me an email and say, Jeb, I don't want the course, I want a refund. You can kind of use that as a trial period to see if you actually like the course and if it's actually worth your time and worth your money. So guys, you really have nothing to lose. You've got everything to gain. Check the link in the description down below. Use coupon code August2019 at checkout, and I would look forward to seeing your pretty face over there as a member of the Academy. Anyway, guys, that is pretty much going to wrap it up for today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure you smash that like button and tell me in the comment section down below what you think of that scenario I laid out on the technical analysis portion of today's video. I'm quite concerned about that happening, but right now we don't necessarily have any indication it, it is going to happen. So keep in mind that that is just a scenario for future. If that plays out, we'll do TA on that in the future. For right now, though, it doesn't necessarily look like that's going to happen. One thing that does look like is going to happen over the course of recording this video, Bitcoin's been dropping again. So I might go ahead and look at that after the video's done. Maybe open a short position or something. But anyway, guys, like I said, that is pretty much going to do it for today's video. Make sure you tune into tonight's live stream. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. But guys, I do want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.